What's happening, everybody? This is Bill Potter with Hudson Valley Weather. Another weekend and another complex storm system heading our way. And we discuss it on the Friday post on the website. But what we want to try and do, with the last few storms, we've put videos up when we've been able to kind of highlight the details and the nuance and the uncertainties that we're looking at with the coming system. And so we want to do that again, kind of show you the different nuances to the setup that are coming and how that could play a role in the ultimate outcome of how this storm unfolds. So we're going to start off with what we put on the website for Friday. Here are the players. You got a storm system that's going to develop in the southeast, and it's going to push toward the east coast Sunday night. It's going to be slow to do so, and at the same time we've got this high pressure system in southeast Canada, and that's going to begin to flow the air out of the northeast for our area, and it's going to funnel in some cold air. How much cold air? That's the big question. But as you can see, you can kind of see it actually on these isobars here, how they kind of bend. You can see right where this arrow cuts through. That's just the flow out of the northeast. And with winter storms, that's a very big key component that we look for basically laying the foundation for a good snowstorm. You need to get the cold air into the surface, and this high pressure is going to try. Whether it's going to be successful or not is another story. But you can see it pretty well on this setup that we've got all this warm air in play, and we've got the storm developing in the southeast moving to the coast. And the question is how much cold air can get in, and what does that mean for the Hudson Valley? And you can see on this map at least there's definitely some snow involved. So the details behind this and how it plays out, well, that's where things get interesting. So this map is the air temperature at 850 millibars, which is basically cloud level. For purposes of what we're talking about, this little red line here that divides the blue area from the green area is effectively your rain snow line. Basically, anywhere in blue is cold enough where the precipitation that falls from the clouds falls in the form of snow. And anywhere that's in green, it's too warm, it's above freezing, so anything that falls from the clouds falls in the form of rain. Alright, so the key to look at here is, as we're going to cycle through, again, this is Sunday afternoon. You'll notice in the Hudson Valley the cloud temperatures are above freezing, too warm to support snow. But watch what happens over the next several hours. This is Sunday afternoon, and now this is Sunday night around 1 a.m. and you'll notice that this cold area has really backed up into the Hudson Valley. So now you have basically a cold conditions cold enough at the cloud anyway to support snow pretty much for the entire eastern half of New York State. Alright, so take it a step further and you can notice that cold air drills down even farther now, all the way back into eastern Pennsylvania. Alright, so you can see the dynamic at play here with the cold air pushing its way in from the northeast, from southeast Canada, in advance of this system. So the next question is, what do we have at the surface? So we just showed you that it's cold enough to snow at cloud level, but you'll notice these are surface temperatures, and again, anywhere in blue is below freezing. And the entire Hudson Valley, with the exception of the Catskills and maybe one or two pockets elsewhere, is at or above freezing. Now it's not warm. You can see it's basically around 32, 33, 34 degrees, but it's not below freezing, so there's not a lot of cold air to work with. Really, anything that we get is really going to be coming with this high pressure at the very last minute. We're going to go from 50s on Saturday to mid to upper 40s on Sunday to possibly some snow Sunday night into Monday. So it's going to be, the timing on this is very critical, and we'll have to see exactly how things play out. So this is the setup. I'm just going to walk through a couple steps. This is a GFS computer model. So far it's been one of the more aggressive solutions. I'm going to show you the run that just came out uh, Thursday night at around 11 o'clock at night. And then I'm going to show you uh, basically what we feel like is the worst case scenario. What we're going to show you here is a reasonable possibility. Again, it doesn't mean it's going to happen, but it's definitely on the table. We've got Sunday afternoon. You can see low pressure in eastern North Carolina developing. It's going to continue to push toward the east off the coast. At the same time, you can't just begin to see the hint of this high pressure in southeast Canada, and you can already see, the frontal boundary really just kind of getting ready to help funnel some of that cold air back into New England from the northeast. So moving forward, this is around 1 a.m. Sunday night into Monday morning, and you can see the precipitation is beginning to push into the Hudson Valley. It's still coming in as rain for the most part, with the exception of the Catskills, because the cold air is still trying to work its way in from the northeast. But you'll notice we go 6 hours later, actually 12 hours later, I apologize, and you can see now that the cold air is beginning to have its effect. It's pushed in from the northeast. I'm going to change these colors because I'm tired of looking at that green. It's hard to see against the rain on this map. So you got the cold airs coming in from the northeast, all right, and it's begun to work its magic. You can see all this snow here, some sleet mixed in. It's really a mishmash of weather, everything from snow to sleet. Not so much freezing rain, because as you saw, we don't have a lot of temperatures below freezing at the surface, but snow and sleet and rain mix. It's really kind of hard to say exactly what's falling from the sky, but the potential is there, and that's the key that you're looking for here, is that the cold air has worked its way in, and you do have a situation now where you have to at least be concerned about the possibility for some wet snow and sleet to mix in with this rain, especially at the onset. As we move forward, you're going to see that this storm system right around the Virginia Beach area begins to move offshore. All right, and now it's a few hundred miles to the east of Delaware, and you can see that enough warm air has moved in to push the rain snow line pretty well up into the valley. At this point, you're pretty much looking at maybe the Catskills, western Ulster County, northern Sullivan County, Greene County. The ski resorts would do really well with this. But the valley areas, you're probably going to change over to rain, because the flow around this storm is coming in off the ocean. And how close this storm gets is going to mean everything. And you'll see that in a minute. We saw a solution here that basically took this storm like this and is going to take it out like that. And you can see that that's close enough to the coast to push this rain snow line pretty far inland. But if we got a solution that brings a storm, a little bit further out like this, closer to the benchmark, we could see this cold air hold on just a little bit further and, present some headaches for the Hudson Valley. So this is what we're looking at. This is going to be the battle of the forecast over the coming days, to try and really hammer this out and figure out, where this boundary is going to set up, how close to the coast this storm is going to track, because it's going to have big ramifications for our area. You can see by Tuesday, Tuesday morning, Tuesday midday, the storm is, slowly starting to weaken. It's going to end up pushing out to sea here as, there's, again, the big block that we talked about at the start of this, we've been talking about for days, this big block in eastern Canada. That's going to prevent the storm from going too far north. It's actually going to just kind of meander out to sea and weaken as we get toward Tuesday. All right, so snowfall totals. Again, before we go any further, if you made it this far into the video, you pretty much know what the score is, that we're just kind of talking about the possibilities. This is by no means a forecast. We're really just kind of trying to work out the details with regards to what the possibilities are with this storm system. And so what you can see, this is the GFS model snowfall forecast. It just came out 11 o'clock Thursday night. And basically, it's hard to see, but we've got 3 inches in southern Ulster, excuse me, southern Orange County, 3 inches around the Kingston area. But you go up into the Catskills, and you're talking 6 to 12 inches of snow. So most of the valley is looking at maybe 1 to 3, 2 to 4 inches of a wet snow sleet mix. I mean, you gotta, it's kind of a mishmash. So there's definitely some wintry weather to contend with, but this scenario wouldn't be a true snowstorm for the Hudson Valley. It would be a mix of snow to sleet to rain, maybe back to snow. A lot of uncertainty, because again, temperatures are so marginal. You're talking about 32, 33, 34 degrees at the surface, so that even though it's cold enough to snow at cloud level, you're melting a lot of the snow before it reaches the ground. So that's basically what we're looking at. So basically, if you've heard rumors about this storm already, I'm going to show you why you've heard rumors about this storm, and really why we want to talk about it in a little more detail, because we do think this is on the table. It's by no means the likely solution, but again, everything hinges on this cold air filtering in out of southern Canada, and if we get the cold air in place and we get the storm track that we need, this is what we could be looking at. I mean, this is a storm track where the cold air is really filtered in out of Canada. You can see, I mean, you've got basically rain snow line is almost all the way to the coast on this scenario. All right, you got the storm track that is basically a little further out to sea. It's not up this way. It's more of a out here. So the difference in track means a lot. And then it would head on out to sea, and that would be the end of it. But you can see you've got some pretty good snows pulling back into the Hudson Valley with this scenario. This was earlier on Thursday that this particular computer model run came out, and it generated a lot of buzz. And this is why, because this is the snowfall map that was associated with it. Again, just for discussion purposes only, this is not what we're going to see. So there's no reason to jump on social media and start telling everybody to run for the hills. But this particular run for the commuter mile put down 9 inches of snow in southern Orange County, 6 inches around Kingston. You go into the Taconics and the Catskills, you're talking 12 to 18 inches of snow. That's what happens under the ideal situation. If everything comes out perfectly, this could happen, or some version of this could happen. We don't think that this is likely at this point. We haven't seen enough data to support this idea, but again, if you've heard buzz about the storm, about possible snowstorm for Monday, this is why, because this came out and immediately generated a lot of buzz about what the possibilities were. And we wanted to kind of show you what we were looking at, because it kind of helps to make sense of all the noise that you might be hearing out and about. So again, this is what we're looking at. The storm is about 3-4 days away, so we still have a lot of details to iron out. But we wanted to go through this with you. Another long video, creeping up on 14 minutes. So, thanks for sticking with us. I hope you found it useful. We'd love to know, if you found it useful. If you think this is just way too long, let us know. But again, we just want to give you a little bit more context to what we're looking at. So, thanks for watching. We appreciate all your support of Hudson Valley Weather, and I'll see you back here next time. Bye-bye.